This conference will now be recorded.
Just a second. Hi everyone, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi. Before we start with the demo session, can I have some kind of brief introduction about yourselves?
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Pradeep. Hello, hi. May I know your good name, the trainer?
Hi Pradeep.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, I am as a functional consultant. Okay. Just I would like to know the SAP ABAP S/4HANA. Yeah, this is my.
You are. Sorry, I didn't get your first point. You are.
Yeah, I am working as a functional consultant, SAP functional consultant with
Which module?
PP.
Hi. Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Dilip Raut. I am working as a associate ABAP consultant.
Hi. Hi. Welcome. Yeah.
Hi, it's Rasool.
Sorry.
It's Rasool.
Ratul.
Can you hear me? Rasool. R-A-S-O-O-L. Rasool.
Okay.
I have experience in ABAP and I know ISC module as well. I would like to know ABAP and HANA. So,
Okay. Hi. Welcome. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I am Subramani from ABAP from Chennai, ABAP consultant. Okay.
Hi. Welcome.
Yeah.
Hello, Athira. Can you hear me? Please introduce yourself. Athira, Kishore. Devendra, hello.
Working as a ABAP consultant.
Sorry, there is some background noise. Yeah, so now it's okay. Okay. What I see, I will not go too much more time in introduction. So I can understand that there's a lot of audience. Welcome all, and I see you are an ABAP consultants. Maybe you have some experience since you have been working for some time in this industry. And Pradeep, as I also understand, you are a functional consultant and my PP. It's a very good area, production planning. Functional consultants are equally required to be getting a hold of knowledge about ABAP on HANA. To give my introduction, myself, Rupak Bhattacharjee, I'm from Calcutta. I have been working in this industry for last 16 years. I have been working in SAP for almost 13 years. I'm an S4HANA architect. I have worked with S4HANA for almost 3 to 4 years in various implementations. And I hold a lot of experience in all the areas on the technical side and also on the functional areas. We'll start with our course, which is ABAP on HANA. The course itself is a very interesting course, and you need to get an insight as to why we should learn ABAP on HANA. That's something which we should know before you go into the detail of ABAP on HANA. Dipali, there's a lot of background noise. If somebody is not speaking, then we can, actually mute. Okay. So ABAP on HANA. So you see, the thing is, today there's a lot of transformation which has happened in the SAP world. Okay, so HANA got introduced, and after that there is a lot of buzz in the market as to what is HANA. And then after HANA got introduced, then there's a lot of buzz in the market as some kind of S4 HANA and so on. It's going on. So HANA as a whole, to be very crisp and clear, is a database. Okay, previously in our ERP or ECC systems, we used to work on SAP NetWeaver, say for example 7.02. But if you look into the database, you will see the database is Oracle. Okay, but today when you will move to there are there's quite of different kind of situations. I will tell you one by one. So when it was 7.02, say for example, we had ERP systems, or you can say ECC systems. Our database was like, for example, Oracle. Okay, this was something like that. Now what happened is, basically when HANA got introduced, people wanted to implement HANA. Some companies wanted to implement HANA. So what they used to do, they had this ERP system, or they have this ECC system, and the DB was Oracle. That is your Oracle system. And then what happened is, they have created a box. Okay, a box, and they have installed HANA over there. Okay, and this box, the HANA is installed, and this ECC system used to establish a connection between this HANA system. That's the HANA box. This is something like that. Okay, this was the approach. Okay, now this is something which we say as sidecar approach. Now thing is, this ERP or ECC, what used to happen, this is mostly your transactional kind of applications used to happen. So you retrieve the data you get the data from the database, and you show it on the front end. That's what is happening. But there was something which is also there, which is called as reporting. So for reporting purposes, we used to use another system, which is your BW system. So but BW, it used to happen is like, there used to be long run batch jobs, which used to run, and then you get the data from the BW system, and then you show some reporting tools like BI or something like that, and then you show your reportings. Now HANA, when SAP has introduced SAP HANA, SAP said that, okay, you don't need to run such long batch running jobs, which used to consume a lot of time and all those things. So they said, they introduced HANA, and they said this is a very powerful database, and using this database, you can do your reporting on the fly. They used to use this word on the fly, or they used to say real-time reporting. Used to say real-time reporting. That means when you are giving a particular command, when you are giving a set of commands to fetch the data from the database, so maybe around say 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs, all the data can be shown on your reporting interface just in a split of seconds. So in a milliseconds or nanoseconds, your data can be shown on the reporting page. So that's something which they were saying, that on the fly, anytime, any moment you need a data, you can get the data. You don't have to wait for 1 day or 2 days for your jobs to run and then get your data. That's not required. So that's something which was the marketing point of view for SAP for HANA. So they have introduced in that marketing way. So the thing is, now the question is, okay, the question is fine. Okay, SAP, you have introduced SAP HANA, but I already have in my customer landscape, I say, for example, I have ERP which is already running in Oracle, and I don't want to disturb my existing landscape. So what do I do? Say so what the approach was, you can install a particular in the system with SAP HANA database installed, and then you can get the data using say SLT. There was a tool called SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation. Using this tool, you used to fetch the data, fetch the data and show the reporting. Okay, that was something which was there, but that is gone. Those days are gone. Now you are in 2019, so those approaches no longer there. No company is doing like that. Okay. Now so today, for example, we have SAP S4 HANA. Okay, so SAP S4 HANA is a kind of embedded system. Okay, so you have what all things? You have your say for example presentation layer. Okay, you have your application layer. Okay, and then you have your database layer. These are the 3 layers. Okay, and here in the database layer you have the SAP HANA. If you have SAP HANA in your database layer, then your basis people needs to install SAP NetWeaver 7.4 Service Pack 2. So this is the application layer, or AS ABAP, or we say AS application layer, AS ABAP, application server is, and you have the ABAP in the application server. So you have this NetWeaver 7.2, at least 7.4 Service Pack 2. This needs to be there. Okay. So once you have this kind of thing, you have your embedded system. So you no longer need a separate box for your HANA. So everything is there in your one layer, that is your S4 HANA system. So just I will take you what is happening. Connect. Deepali, hi guys, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I was trying to show you something, but it's not able to connect. The password is not working for some reason, I don't know. For some reason, the password is not working. Give me even some time. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, maybe they are working on the password side. I've told what I'm trying to say is when you have your S4HANA system, you will basically have to have the basis guys will install this, and you will have in the database. Yeah, if you go to system, if you open your the first if you log in, and if you go to this menu path system SYS system and then status. In the database section, this is the first thing that you need to. In the database section, you will see something called HDB, that is the HANA database. You will see something called it's called HANA database. So that means that you are now you have now the environment. You have now the environment to work. So if you don't have the environment, if you don't have HANA as a database for your for the system, then you don't have an environment to work. So you should have a kind of environment where you have the database as the SAP HANA, and once you have that, once you have an SAP S4HANA system, whether it doesn't matter if you have a 1509 system or a 1610 system, or 1709 system or 1810 system. Okay, they're telling me to log in now. Just give me 1 second, because this is very important. Okay, somebody has logged me in. That's very fine. Can you see my SAP screen?
Rupak, sorry, I don't see your screen actually. Just a few minutes.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, is it?
I think are you sharing your screen or? Is it?
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Still I don't. Okay, maybe I will rejoin. Maybe some issue with my. Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, I have to be with everyone. Just everyone, can you tell me if you can see the system?
Yeah, we can. You can proceed.
Okay, there was someone who was saying that I want to rejoin.
Yeah, it's fine. Pradeep, I rejoined. Now I see your screen. Thank you. Yeah.
So this is see the you can see my SAP screen. So this is 1709 system. Okay, S4 HANA. This is S4 HANA 1709 system. So people can have 1610 system. People in the old versions can 1509. You see one very interesting thing. I don't know if you have noticed. 1509, 1610, 1709, 1809. Why we are saying something like this? You see, S4 HANA, I'm going into something S4 HANA because that is very important. Because in S4 HANA, we say there is two things. One is on-premise and another is on-cloud. On-premise means it is on your area. It is on your infrastructure. On-cloud is in the cloud. So forget about on-cloud for now. So on-premise means it is in your landscape. So see, every year, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, every year SAP releases a new version of S4 HANA. So 1709 system means we are working on the version which SAP released on 2017. 1810 is a very advanced. Currently it is 1810. This is the latest. So this is the latest. So people should not go for the latest one. People should go one level down. That is 17 version. So we have 17 version. So we have an S4 HANA system. That's the first thing. Okay, I have the S4 HANA system. Fine. Now, if I have an S4 HANA system, then if I go to system and go to status, and you see this database system, it is written as HDB. You can see HDB. HDB means HANA database. So I have what is the product version? 1709. SAP S4 HANA 1709 system, which means that I have ABAP. ABAP is 7.5. That is one level up. This is the minimum which is required, but in our demo version we have the latest, that is the 17.5. 7.5, that is very good. 7.5 version. So that's the minimum requirement level. I'm fine with it. This is my presentation layer. You see, first is the presentation layer. The basis component is installed, SAP UI. The application layer, this is my application layer, ABAP. And database, we have already seen the 1709 on-premise. See, product SAP HANA on-premise. This is an on-premise system. So the something which can be managed within your landscape. And this is my database. What is my database there? It is a HANA system. You see, host HANA system. Okay, so first thing first. So I have my S4 HANA system, and that is 1709. Okay, and I have an on-premise system that is also very good. So you can ask, why can't I develop in on cloud? No, you cannot develop in on cloud because on cloud is totally managed by SAP. Totally managed by SAP. Very little customizations can be done. So if you want to do any kind of developments or any kind of customizations or anything of that sort, you have to do on your on-premise. That is managed by the company. managed by the company. You have to take care, you have to do everything. Okay, and then I said it is an embedded system because you have your database not as a sidecar approach, not as a this one sidecar approach where you have a separate box and there you have installed and then you have done an integration through SLT. No, that is not required. Everything is in one box. Embedded system means everything is in one box. So what do I have? I have NetWeaver 7.5. That's very good. I have the database layer, which is your HANA, and I have seen that. And I have 1709 version. That's also very good. So I have the environment to work. So if I have the environment to work, then I can do ABAP on HANA. Any questions?
So why we cannot do any developments in the cloud system? Why will we
cannot
system?
We cannot do. It's not fully correct. We can do, but it will be very limited. It will be not so much of customizations we cannot do because that is totally managed by SAP, and because that there is very limited things which SAP is giving. SAP is giving you a kind of a pre-packaged product, and they are giving it to you. You can use it as per the standard SAP things, and there is a very little customizations which you can do. It's not that you cannot do anything. You can do something, but not everything. You can do in a very grassroots level customizations. You cannot do. If you want to do,
yeah,
you
I have
to
one
do
question.
it on premise. Yeah.
Organization fully they are not taking the in the on-premise system. They are taking fully in the cloud system. There are any developments any customizing we are doing?
No. See. Here, I will tell you here. When you are talking about on cloud, I will tell you over here. I will not go much into detail. That is not in scope. But I will tell every quarter SAP releases a version. Okay, so the versions number will be different. Say for example 1710 or maybe 1512 or something like that. Okay, what we are saying on premise here, what you are saying is the hosting part. The hosting part you can do in the cloud. If you don't want to use your own infrastructure, you can do the hosting part in the cloud. So you can use Amazon cloud, you can use Azure cloud, you can use SAP cloud to put your system down there. That is your system. It is your on-premise system, but you are hosting in a cloud landscape. But cloud systems are different. SAP cloud products are different. That is a different version. That is something which you cannot fully customize. But what we are saying, it is an on-premise system. That is, it is your system. You can do things on your own, but you can host it in a different in a cloud landscape, so that you don't have so much of infrastructure. You can you have taken that on-premise product of 1709 and you have hosted on the cloud. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. One question: in the on-premise version, in case of any modification in the standard object, okay. Today in ECC we don't have any restriction. I think we can do it with getting the access key, all those things. Is there any difference between S4HANA in the S4HANA and on-premise version in case of any modification in the standard object?
No, modifications you can do. Modifications. Okay. I mean, if you say, for example, whatever was there in ECC, okay, the same things will be there in your S4HANA also. Okay. If you had an user exit which you used in your ECC version, that similar user exit will also be there in 1709 or 1809. You can use a modification key or access key and you can change it. That is not a problem. But the thing is, we will see. I mean, that is a very to answer your question, that is very, yes, if you want to make any modifications, you can make any modifications. That's it.
Okay, yeah, basic information. Okay, yeah, no restriction then. Okay.
No, nothing as such. Nothing as such.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so if there is no more questions, then I can proceed. So now the thing is, see, our course is ABAP on HANA. That means we will be doing our course ABAP on HANA. So from the term itself, you can ask, Rupak, what is the difference? ABAP is ABAP. Database is just changed. It is changed from Oracle. Now in S4 layer we have HANA. So why all these things have come into picture? ABAP on HANA. What is the meaning of this? I will write the same select statement, ABAP. I will write the same. I will have the same database. Like I will also have tables. C11. S11. Come on. I don't like, when I go to HANA and I get impatient, if there is slowness, even if it is in the GUI layer. So you have the same tables, same VBAC is there, VBAP is there, VBAP is there. All the tables have not changed. The AC11 looks the same. I can go to AC38. Nothing has changed. Z test 1 create. I can create a program. So why I can do the same things in ABAP and also in ABAP because my application layer has not changed, right? My application layer is just upgraded from 7.02 to 7.5. I can still write the select statements. I can still fetch the data from the database. The database has changed, but that doesn't affect me. I don't know where I'm working. I'm working in the application layer. I don't know what is there in the HANA. I can't see a HANA database. I have not even seen an Oracle database. Have you seen? I have not seen. Have you seen an Oracle database? Did you get a chance to put a select query in Oracle? No. Nobody. The basis will not allow you to go to the ABAP layer in the database layer. Right. So why things have come into picture? ABAP on HANA. That is a very important question. Okay, I will tell you. See, whenever a database changes, what was the value proposition of HANA? Why HANA? Because SAP said speed, performance, real time, all these things, they have come into picture on the fly. So these are there, and I know there are ABAP consultants over here who used to write their statements in Oracle, and every time, if you are not a lead, or if you are a lead, you will say the consultants, okay, I have to optimize my SQL query. I have to write my SQL query in such a way so that it fetches all the data from the database, and once it comes in the application layer, I will do all kinds of other processing stuff. And if you see too much of select statements, then you will say, oh, why you have written too many select statements, and then people will stress on using for all entries, and if somebody says, oh, why have you used join, you will put a code review point like that, and then for all entries you have not done an initial check. Oh, hey, you have done a read statement. Why haven't you used a binary search? Why haven't you done a sort? All these things will come into picture, and you will put 100 review points to a new coder, and he will like feel, oh, what have I done now? Those those things will not come into picture when you are coding in SAP ABAP on HANA. So that's totally different. We were doing that previously because we had to take care of the performance stuff. Now SAP is saying, I have taken care of your performance stuff. The HANA is giving you real-time reporting, real-time data, on-the-fly data, right? You don't need to think of performance. So here we have to optimize our code as per HANA. We have to optimize our code as per HANA. I have seen people, we have, because I have been working a lot of projects and all. So there are very experienced people, and 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, coming from all the top-notch companies and all. They get into an HANA system, S4 HANA system, trying to write a report, say for example, and then they have written a report. There was nothing wrong in that report, there's nothing wrong, because they are so much of experience just to write a report, done, gone into the production. Okay, and that report they have run in a bad job. Whereas SAP's marketing point was, why SAP HANA came into picture? Because you don't need bad jobs, boss. If you now need to run in bad jobs, then what is the point of having HANA? So report written, run in bad jobs, and that bad job is failing. Why? Because it is consuming too much of memory. Bad job, a simple bad job, just fetching around 10 or 12 fields and putting it in a file, not more than 1 lakh data, although running in a bad job, is failing, and it is consuming a huge amount of memory. It is taking such an amount of memory that the HANA memory is, it's clogged, and it is giving a pure dump. So because those guys are not aware of what needs to be done on HANA, what needs to be done on ABAP on HANA. So we are doing this course ABAP on HANA because we need to know how we need to optimize our code as per our HANA, so that it will give the results, the job that 1 lakh data, or maybe 5 lakhs data used to take 1 day. I will write the code in such a way that this 5 lakhs data will give me results within 3 minutes on HANA. No bad job required. So that's the power of HANA. But to utilize the power of HANA, you have to also, utilize the tools. You have to also know how I need to write, how I have to write my code as per HANA. So that you need to know. That's why this course called ABAP on HANA. So basically what I've tried you to give you a context as to what is the environment required, what is why we should run HANA, why we should know HANA, what is the utility of ABAP on HANA. Because if we are not at par with this, you will be going very, very far off, from your current. There is, you see, actually what is happening is there's a lot of innovations which are coming into picture. There are a lot of innovations every now and then. SAP is changing, so you have to adapt to the new changes. You have to modify your code according to the new changes. So that's why I was trying to kind of focus on some something which I prepared for this session, but I have explained to you a lot. This demo class, I would not take much time. I will take for 1 hour. but let's see how I can actually go through some of these details in this demo session. So let's see. My focus is I am very much particular about my deliverables. Okay, I will go through the theory. Okay, and once we have the theory, then we'll see the practical constructs. If there is no practical construct, there is nothing we can do. But if there is a practical construct, we have to see and we have to visualize that this is how it's happening. This is what we are looking at. That's number one. Number two is I will give you training materials. You don't need to worry about that part. Whatever I will be giving you is the best in the industry, so you don't have to bother about that. And you also have to spend some time for yourself, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, to actually work on the concepts which I will be delivering. I know that you will be engaged in a lot of other activities, but if you can actually give 1 or 2 hours on the session, then it will help us on the next session. And I will try to give you some what do you say, questions like which will help you to prepare for your certification. And this course is not a HANA modeling course. This is not HANA data modeling course. This is a course which is ABAP or HANA. So you will be learning each and everything as to how to develop your skills, because your organization will obviously want the existing employees to be upgraded to the skills required, so that when they will have HANA or they already have HANA in their landscape, so you should be meet their expectations. So that's where we will be coming into, and we will be showing practicals and all those things. Let's quickly delve into some of these concepts. I will go through this. SAP HANA basics and technical concepts. What I've written is can develop an application which is both real time. I have already discussed that when we are talking about HANA, we are talking about real time and able to analyze a large amount of data, perhaps even unstructured data simultaneously. That means analyze a large amount of data. That means we can easily get results of huge amount of data. We can analyze. It's saying we can analyze. That means it's not about writing a select statement on your database table and getting the data. No, it's not like that. It's you can do a lot of calculations on your data. You can do different you can use different reporting statistics on your data, and just like in Excel, you use a lot of things to get a result based on your requirements. So based on that, you can analyze your large amount of data. And even unstructured data means it can be in any form. It can be a text. You see bank files, whenever you get data from a bank, they are all unstructured. So those kind of unstructured data you can process so in real time and also analyze. These are the 2 points. The goal is to develop why HANA? Well, the goal is to develop and enable the development of applications that combine OLTP and OLAP usage patterns. So OLAP and OLTP, I told you in the beginning that when we are doing kind of ECC and kind of Oracle in the database, and this was the initially we were working on. This is something we are doing a transactional processing, transactional, or we say it's like you create a report and you run the report, right? So that is called as OL online. You run a report online, transaction processing. So you are getting the data, and from you are requesting the data from the front end, and you are getting the data from the back end and showing it the front end. That is the online transaction processing. And here you see you have an ECC ERP system. You have a separate HANA box installed. You fetch the data and all those type of things you do. So you this HANA system is fetching all your ECC data in the HANA box using SLT. Okay, and here it is doing some kind of analysis. So that is a separate box we had to take, because we had to take help of another HANA box, because my ECC system doesn't have HANA as a database. It has Oracle as a database, which does not support those kind of analysis, but HANA supports. So that's why we installed HANA in a separate box, and then we have put all our data from the ECC to the HANA box, and then we used to do analysis. So that, or maybe in your BW system also, you put, if there had been a BW system over here, so all the data from the ECC needs to be put in the BW, and in BW you used to do analysis, and then you show the report in some kind of BI tool. This is something which you do. That is something which is called OLAP, online analytical processing. It's called analytical processing. But in S4HANA, you don't need a separate, you don't need a BW. You don't need your analytical engine is over here. Your analytical engine is within your S4HANA system. So S4HANA allows you to do online transaction processing, and since the analytical engine is also there, and with the help of HANA as a database, you can also do OLAP. So both OLAP and OLTP can be done on a SAP HANA system. If it is a sidecar approach, then we have to take care of another SAP HANA system and export the data and then do the analysis. But if it is a S4 HANA system, it is all embedded. Your analytical engine is also embedded, so you don't need to export your data to anywhere else. Everything is there inside. Okay, key points. SAP HANA delivers across 5 dimensions. What are these dimensions? You see, you have this deep, complex and interactive questions on granular data. Deep learning, you say deep learning, you can do complex analysis on a very granular level. And you have a high speed, fast response time, interactivity, a very high speed. And then it is simple. You don't need any kind of no data preparation, or no pre-aggregation is required. So everything can be done on the fly. Even aggregation, sum, minimum, maximum, everything can be done on the fly. That's why it's simple. Real time, I have already discussed real time, very important. Recent data, preferably real time. Recent data, preferably real time. So you will get data on the fly. As you request, you will get the data. So that is something which is real time. Broad, big data, many data types. It supports many data types. So these are the 4 broad categories. I'm going into the theory part. Don't get bored. But these are very important. So just one more important point is HANA supports text analysis, indexing and searching. You can do a very complicated search on unstructured data. That kind of text analysis, or fuzzy search, those kind of things are available in HANA. That is one of the very powerful feature. Text mining, text analysis, fuzzy search, indexing, all these things. Cloud support, it also supports cloud. You can deploy your applications on the cloud. Execute application logic in data layer. This is one of the very important point. If you see this picture, this is one of the golden pictures. See, over here you have the application layer, you have the database layer. These are the 2 important things. I'm not talking about the presentation layer, because that's not required over here. Classical approach was, what used to happen, you used to do all the calculations in the application layer. Okay, but so you used to do all the calculations in the application layer. But now Future approach is what? You do all the calculations in the database layer. This is one of the very important thing. Move calculations to database. So all the calculations which you used to do on the application layer, now you will have to do it in the database layer. And you only do the you have to do the calculations on the database layer, and whatever are the calculated results, those you will be transferring it to the application layer. So that should be the approach. It's not like previously we used to have a database. We used to have a database. We used to do a select, and then we used to do a loop, and then we used to do some kind of calculations in the application layer. But now what you will do, you will do all the calculations on the data in the HANA layer, and then get the data in application layer, and then show it on the presentation layer, that is a UI layer. This is how you do. So that is something which is called as, this is given a name. This particular thing is given a name. This is called code. You will do the coding, that means you will do the calculations or whatever. Code to data, that means all the coding you will do in the database layer. Okay. So execute application logic. In the application logic which you used to do in the application layer, now needs to be done in the data layer. Dbms features and compatibility, it has got, just like in Oracle SQL, it has also got the Dbms features, database management system features, and it is compatible to all the Dbms, and it provides high performance and scalability, and it enables new applications and optimize existing applications. A very important point. Enable new applications and optimize existing applications. There is a design pattern which SAP has introduced, which is called a new, renew, enable. You can create new applications, you can renew on the existing applications, and you can also enable your applications. So this is one of this. You can create new applications, and you can also optimize, means you can also improve your existing applications. This is something which has come from this concept of SAP called renew, enable. Let's put into this other two key points. There are two groups of architectural scenarios in which SAP HANA can be used. Scenarios in which SAP HANA functions as a database for an application server ABAP, and scenarios based on standalone. I have already discussed scenarios based on standalone HANA server. This is we have already discussed. This one we are saying sidecar approach. This is something, this line, scenarios based on standalone HANA server, and scenarios in which SAP HANA functions as a database for an application server ABAP. This is what we are talking about, this embedded system. We have this presentation, we have application. For this application layer, you have a database layer, and that database layer is a SAP HANA. Hey, I don't know, like, I was this today is the first session. Actually, we don't want to bother you much with things like this. So just to move on, like we'll be doing this ABAP on HANA course. This will be covering a lot of things, and this will help you to actually work on the coding part. And one more thing which I want to stress before I close, your ABAP on HANA coding will needs to be done in this tool called HANA Studio. You cannot do ABAP coding for HANA in your application layer. That is not done. That is not possible. So you have to come on. So you have to use SAP HANA Studio. That is one of the tools, or there is one more which is called your Eclipse. These either you can choose between Eclipse or your SAP HANA Studio. When you will be working on your projects, you will see that your basis people has already installed an SAP HANA Studio for you to work on SAP HANA. We will see details as to how to work on SAP HANA Studio, and maybe we'll see all these things. I'm not lucky today with the password. I don't know. Totally logged. I will ask someone to enter a password for this one to connect. Maybe they will remote login and put in the password. So what I'm trying to say is, this is the HANA Studio. This is where we will have to work on our ABAP programming on HANA, and you can also use the this tool called you can also use Eclipse, for example. We can also use Eclipse, which is like this one. We can also use Eclipse. That is also possible. So the principle is we have to have SAP HANA Studio. You don't have to worry, because your project will have it installed. You don't need to worry about anything. And this SAP HANA Studio, and then will then connect with your SAP HANA backend database, and there are a lot of things that we will do. You can do a lot of things in SAP HANA Studio. This is the starting point. Okay, if the course been modeling, then we could have done modeling. Since this is an ABAP on HANA course, we'll see ABAP. If you want to do something, okay, let's connect. Today I'm not lucky with the password, but let's see. Yes, okay, great. See, this is the SAP HANA Studio. This is your bread and butter for your ABAP. We will see say for example, this is like perspective. Perspective is like how do I say perspective? It's like what you want to do. The perspective is like you go to a hotel or a restaurant and you are given a menu and you are asked which food you want to eat. So there will be a lot of foods. So you want to eat Chinese, or you want to use maybe um, say for example Italian, maybe whatever. Uh, so you can choose any one of this. Okay, you can even code in Java, but our scope is not HANA modeling. Our scope is ABAP on HANA, so we'll choose ABAP. So this is how we go. We go to Windows, we go to perspective, we go to open perspective. If it is not there in this list, we go to other and we choose ABAP and click on OK. This is how we do. If you are saying okay, I'm not happy with going with too much of menu details, then you can see over here ABAP is there. You see, if you click over here, you see another perspective has opened. HANA development is something called BW, and this is ABAP. Okay. Let's go over here. See over here, this is something like this is a HANA system. Okay, this is the backend HANA system. So you have to connect with the backend HANA system. So you need to log on and you need to type a password. So normally we have to get the password because we want to do it in the ABAP programming on HANA, something like that. But once you log in, I just want to give you a glimpse. Maybe I will ask the moderator to enter the password for me. I will close the session, and then we can show you a glimpse of the HANA database. Because I understand that everything we talk we must see. So if anybody can log in the password on my behalf. So you will see a lot of when you will go to the HANA database, you have not seen a database, right? You have seen a lot of maybe SQL Server database and all those things, maybe you have seen, but first time I don't know whether you have got a chance to see or not, but maybe. So you see over here, if you can see my SAP screen. If you don't see, just tell me that I can't see, but if you can see, then you can see that this is HDB. This is what we have discussed over here. This is my HANA database. This is my HDB. This is the name of my database, and you can see this is my database, and this is the user which they have logged me in. And if I choose here, I can see all services started. All the services of my HANA is started. There are 4 artifacts which are there. One is a catalog, one is a provisioning, one is a content, and another is the security. So these 4 things we will discuss. So you can create a schema, and you can create your different artifacts, like you can create a table, you can create a view, you can create a procedure, you can create a function, you can create your column views. All these things are the artifacts. You can create a schema and keep it. It's like a logically you are keeping it in some place. It's like, you know, you have a transport number, you have a package. In ABAP we say it is a package. We create a package name, and then we put all our things in the tables and everything in some central place. So this is just a schema where you can put all your things. You can it's my package, it's my things, something like that. This is the catalog. You have something called content, which is like, you know, you can create your different views. All these things you will see, like, you know, there is something called attribute view, analytical view, calculation view. So these are the different views that you can create. These views is a part of this course, ABAP on HANA course. We will see how to create views. We'll see how to create views that we will see this part of the course. But security people create roles and users. I don't think it's much of the part, but we'll see some part. But provisioning is absolutely not there. Provisioning is like, you know, I told you, it's more of a modeling thing. You see over here SLT, where you are fetching the data from the you know ECC system and put it in the thing. Here not much provisioning is required. You don't need to use SLT over here, because your application server AS ABAP is attached directly connected with your HANA system. So it's not a separate box, it's a one layer, it's in one architectural layer. So that's something which you don't need. So this is how we will start. We will use HANA Studio. I will not use Eclipse, because in your projects they will also use HANA Studio, most probably. So it's better that we know HANA Studio as a whole. How does it work? What are the things? Where are the things that we need to see? So, but yeah, we can also do it with Eclipse. That's up to you. Maybe if you have any questions, I can take up those and, you know, wrap up this session and wait for our next class. This is I don't want to go into much detail over here, because just to tell you one more point over here, because what if somebody asks you what have you what is the main thing that you have learned about HANA, so you should say that HANA is a in-memory computing, and it's an in-memory platform or a in-memory technology, whatever you say. And then people will ask, what do you mean by in-memory? What is? Then you will say that my entire database can be held inside my main memory or the primary memory. So I don't need a separate hard disk, I don't need a separate whatever kind of disk. My entire database can be held in the memory. So that's something called as in memory. And for since it's an in-memory technology, so the performance is very high, is very speed, and always remember that HANA is an appliance. It's a HANA is a hardware appliance. It's not a software appliance. It's a hardware appliance. Never get confused. It's a hardware appliance means you have to have You have to set up your HANA system. It's not about a database. It's an appliance. You have to have a proper memory. You have to have a proper hardware infrastructure. You have to have your CPUs, multi-core CPUs. So in a way, you have to make an environment and for the HANA database to run in a very high performance and high speed. So it's not like, you know, you have seen in the past, like, you know, I have brought a new laptop and somebody has gave me a disk for SQL Server, and I have put that disk in the CD drive, and then I clicked on install, and it has got installed and in my database, which is there in my 4 GB RAM and, say for example, 500 GB hard disk. It's not like that. It is like a huge appliance, multi-core processors, in-memory technology, parallel processing. So it's like, you know, it's a setup and that needs to be done for your HANA. So this is we will see in our next class. There's a very detailed sessions will be there, and we'll see each and everything that's going to come up, yeah. If you have any questions, we can take it up, or else we will take the things in the next session.
This is Pradeep here. I have some couple of questions. Okay, yeah. First, I would like to know the duration of the course. Okay, and the second point, it is generic point. What is the prerequisite for this course? I know ABAP is prerequisite, but people like functional consultant, if they're interested to take over this course, still it is recommended. I mean, as a functional consultant, I am not far away from ABAP. I am able to read the code, all those things. But so, yeah.
No. I will tell you. See, ABAP on HANA, it's nowhere in ABAP on HANA course. It's a new technology. I am telling you. So you don't have to know much about ABAP.
Okay.
You don't need to know much about ABAP. Even if you don't know ABAP, then also you will be able to learn. Then also you will be able to learn. It's like I will tell you. I will give you a simple instance. You are a functional consultant. You have written in your spec, create an ALV. Yes or no?
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
And people used to write, I mean to say, around 500 lines of code to create an ALV, right? And they used to do all sorts of things to create an ALV. Now you will, in HANA, you will create an ALV in 2 lines. So if you know that 2 lines of code, you have learned ABAP. Yes or wrong?
Okay, I understand. I mean, in the existing one, the field catalog, function module, all those things we have to use to develop.
Yeah, so those are not required.
But in HANA, it is very okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, what you are saying?
Yeah. Hello. Yep.
Yeah,
no. See, as I understand,
your voice is breaking.
Yeah. One moment. Sorry. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Me. Yeah. Tell me.
Is it? Am I audible now or still?
You are audible. You are audible. Yeah. Carry on.
I have a problem.
Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sorry. Am I audible now? Is it fine? Or still some issue?
Yeah. You are audible. You are audible.
Okay. No, my question. Yes, I understand your point. So that means the classic ABAP knowledge is not mandatory for HANA. Of course, is it? Yeah. Okay.
It's not required, because you see, as I'm telling you, I mean to say, when you will do ABAP on HANA, previously you have some, I'm saying, in this entire course I have told you, like, you have to get into the new approach of writing code. If you write those old code, that will not work for you. That will, in the first instant, I've told you, you have to write your code in such a way so that it will be as per HANA, so that you can utilize the full bandwidth of HANA. If you write your old way of coding, that will not work. That will degrade the performance with HANA. Okay, so you have to adopt to the new technologies. And as I'm saying, previously you used to write 100 lines of code to achieve one thing. Now here you will write one line of code to achieve the same thing. So as a functional consultant, if you cannot adapt to one line of code, then you have to, that's your, you have to take that call. If you see, okay, I'm able to take it up as a challenge and pick it up because it's so easy with a new environment.
Okay.
This is a good learning curve. This is a good learning curve, because SAP has given you a new thing, so which has no connection with the old thing. So you can pick it up from here now. Yes.
So what will be the course duration roughly? I'm asking.
Course duration, at least I have not calculated, but should be 24-25 hours.
Okay. Okay. Understand. Thank you. Yeah. And also, if possible, you will share the course content now or later, Rupak? Is possible, or it is part of the course?
No, course content you take from Deepali, na?
Okay.
I've already shared with Deepali.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, in your course, what are the area you cover? Could you explain the topics at least?
Okay.
For example, CDS view or the modeling technology or
Okay.
something.
Just a minute. I will go through that. Wait a minute. I thought. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, fine. This is what the ABAP on HANA is all about. Okay, so we'll go about the SAP HANA basics and technical concepts, introduction to HANA Studio, ABAP on HANA, and then we'll see the different tools. Okay. Then we will see SAP HANA secondary database. We'll see how to do it using SQL. We'll see the checks which are required to prepare ABAP code for HANA, the different tools for performance and SQL performance, guided performance analysis, all these things we'll see. We'll see OpenSQL, we'll see enhanced OpenSQL, we'll see CDS, we'll see different associations which are required with CDSs, and we'll see more interesting features of CDS. Okay, this is our database independent. Then we'll see SAP HANA native SQL syntax. We'll see ABAP managed database procedures. We'll use ABAP database connectivity. We'll see HANA Studio consuming. These are you can go through. I don't need to read through. This is based on your HA 400 and the course version is 14, and this is like the latest course module from SAP. So whatever you are seeing over here is from the latest version from SAP.
Okay.
You can. These are the things.
The searching concept are everything, right?
Sorry.
Searching concept test search. Okay.
Sorry.
For example, there are different techniques we can build a concept, right? For a CDS view, other things are some ABAP database something procedure, right? You can concentrate for both sides, right? I don't know fully.
See. You don't have to. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I will
Because
tell you.
for example, if it is creating one thing, we can able to create those one of the way we can able to create another way also. You can teach in back for both sides, right?
We have to know everything. We have to know what is CDS. We
Yeah.
have to
I
know
am
what
asking.
is
You can cover
AMDP.
all the things, right?
We will have to cover everything.
Okay, fine.
We have to see what is ADBC. We have to see how to use proxy objects. We will have to see how to use OpenSQL. And then when an object will come, we have to also see what are the whether in that situation I should use AMDP or I should use a CDS. Whether
CDS.
I will be able to in a position to use ADBC or whether I will use a proxy object. Well, how will
That's
I
why
use
I am
it?
asking. This only I am asking. Well, you can use all the things, right? Yeah. Okay.
That's why it is there in the course. Everything is in the scope, but at a time for one object, I cannot use both the things together. I have given a particular object to develop, and one version I'm using with ADBC, and another version I'm using CDS and giving it to the customer. That will not work. You as a consultant need to know what are the features of ADBC, what are the features of CDS, which are the scenarios where I should use CDS. You are the consultant, you should know the in-depth knowledge. Then only you will tell the customer, no, sir, you don't go by this, you go by this. This is the best approach. If you cannot explain to the customer what is the approach that you should take, then what is the point?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. And on last question, how about the server? Also part of this training, the SAP Studio and all those things also included in this training? What? Or we have to get the server ourselves? The server I must.
What is the question?
No.
How to server access? You can provide access, or we can contact Deepali for regarding that.
No, to attend this course, what is the prerequisite from the system side? Do we have to?
System side, you talk to Deepali.
Yeah.
You talk to Deepali and ask her whether they will provide the system or not, because I am the trainer, okay, for you. I will give you the course material. I will teach you end-to-end concepts and everything.
Clear. Okay.
I am not a vendor, okay. I cannot give these access. They have given me, okay. So you ask them, say how to get that access. So once you get an access to this remote server, you see this is a remote server, right? Once you get an access to this remote server,